Now at 10, Missouri lawmakers vote on legislation to increase teacher pay. Plus, a congressman from Kansas announces he will not seek another term. And the Joplin Health Department has advised on this National Dog Bite Prevention Week.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A bill that creates and modifies a provision to elementary and secondary education will go to the Missouri governor's desk. This is KOIM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. One of the main focuses of the 154-page bill is teacher pay. Both sides say there are good things in the bill. However, not everyone agrees on the benefits to the state. Chris Bryant reports.
Republican House leadership not long after the passage and perfection of Senate Bill 727 from the House, which includes a pay increase for teachers in Missouri.
We got it done for the teachers, for the parents.
Thursday morning before the vote, Todd Fuller with Missouri State Teachers Association said this bill could have big implications for teachers in the state.
There are provisions in this bill that will change the financial outcome for many of our teachers around the state, and we need to take that into account.
Representative Stephanie Hines says while the money for teachers was badly needed, this bill does raise concerns in the long term.
While there were some really good things in there for public education, what I hope people looked at and will continue to look at is the price tag for funding these pieces that, quite honestly, make me nervous.
With the concerns over the funding portion of the bill, some Republican lawmakers say this is a win for Missouri parents.
Well, I think it's great, right? We're going to turn a corner that's really going to help out Missouri families. You know, what I want is for parents to be in the driver's seat, making the decisions on what's best for their children's educations.
When it comes to the teacher pay portion, MSTA would like to have seen it separate from the rest of Senate Bill 727.
We should be focusing on teacher pay separately from all the other provisions that are in that bill. And of course, that's not happening. I guess I don't think anybody expected it to happen that way, although it should.
The bill will increase teacher base pay from $25,000 to $40,000 for new teachers and raise the wages for those with a master's degree from $33,000 to $46,000. Once the grant money runs out, districts will be required to cover the full cost of the increase to teacher salaries. For the rest of the bill, how will it be paid for?
So I went to the budget chair and the vice chair, who will more than likely be next year's chair, and posed that question to them. And they said they are committed to making sure that regardless of what happens, they're committed to making sure that it is.
But for Democrats in the House,
I have mixed feelings about the passing of that bill. There are some components of it that my colleagues and I have been working on for years, and people much longer before that have been working on that are good pro-public education. It's probably a good thing to have mixed feelings about a bill. It means that there was compromise and debate, and that it's something that both sides of an issue at least have some good things in.
The Senate bill has several other provisions relating to education. The Granby, Missouri School District today called in a juvenile detention officer after a handgun was found at the elementary and junior high school. Superintendent Scott Charlton says a student reported seeing the weapon to administrators. Officials did an investigation and found the unloaded pistol in a backpack. The school resource officer and juvenile detention officers were called in to help. The fourth of 6 suspects in a Newton County kidnapping conspiracy is sentenced. A federal judge sentenced Amy Thomas of Webb City to 20 years in prison for kidnapping conspiracy and illegally possessing a firearm. It's part of a kidnapping case that ended with the torture and murder of Michael Hall. You can read more information on our website, KOIMnewsnow.com. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another warm one for us today. Our high temps pushing 80 during the afternoon hours until our strong cold front dropped through, and we dropped pretty quick. 78 was our high, 52 is where we started. Our average high is 70 degrees. So we're actually going to go from above average to below average as we go through the next few days. All the thunderstorms moving right on out of here, and our temperatures will continue to drop as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. In fact, I'll stop this early tomorrow morning. Look at this, 41 Fort Scott, 41 Oswego, Anderson, down to about 43 degrees. We are going to stay above that frost level, but still pretty chilly. All right, 53 by 11, and then we'll drop back into the mid-40s later on tonight. More rain chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you soon. People of Southeast Kansas will have new representation in Congress next year. U.S. Congressman Jake LaTurner announced today he will not seek re-election. The Galena native has served in the U.S. House of Representatives for the Kansas 2nd District since 2021. He plans to finish out the remainder of his term, but will not seek to maintain his seat in the fall. LaTurner and his wife have 4 young children, and the congressman says he wants to spend more time with family. In a written statement, LaTurner says, in part, quote, "The busy schedule of serving and running for Congress has taken a toll. The unrepeatable season of life we are in, where our kids are still young and at home, is something I want to be more present for." LaTurner also expressed optimism about our nation's future. You can read the entire statement at KOAMnewsnow.com. The Joplin Health Department is taking part in National Dog Bite Prevention Week. Officials warn any dog can bite, even trusted pets, and the bites can come at any time. Children, they say, are the most common victims of dog bites, which can be painful and spread germs that can cause infections. The health department is stressing the crucial role training and proper socialization can play in preventing bites.
Yourself, your hands, your arms, your body between them to break that up, because they're not thinking about you. They're thinking it's the other dog, and they will attack you. What we suggest in that situation, if your dog's getting in a fight or getting in a fight with a stray dog, is, again, put a barrier in between them. A broom, a jacket, a blanket.
National Dog Bite Prevention Week runs through Saturday. District tournament time for some area softball teams. John Dale's going to have highlights for us coming up later in sports. But first, an area organization needs families willing to host some exchange students.
Hello, I'm
An organization in the 4 states is looking for families to host exchange students for the next school year. KOAM's Fernandez Silva has more.
I've always been fascinated by the U.S. and I'm a very extrovert and outgoing person. And when I discovered what being an exchange student was, I was like, sure, that sounds awesome.
Italian student Valentino Rossi finally had the chance to see what the American way of life is all about. For a year, Aurora, Missouri has been his home.
Why did you decide to come to Missouri?
I knew that it was going to be way different from where I'm from, and that's what's good about it, because that's what makes it special. I didn't really choose Missouri, it was Missouri that chose me.
A choice that came with life-changing experiences. From practicing a new sport,
Playing basketball as a sport was my favorite thing,
to trying new food.
I was with a friend and she was like, have you ever had a corn dog? I was like, no, what even is a corn dog? And it was like, oh, we have to fix that. So we just went there and tried a corn dog and it was pretty good.
But Rossi is not the only one learning new things.
It's also been really beneficial for my own 2 children, teenage boys who have been introduced to his culture as his family has shipped over some foods and things like that we've been able to experience. Plus, we just have great conversation about we've never been to Italy ourselves. So.
Adam Thornhill is Rossi's host dad. He says hosting an exchange student has been a great experience.
While it could be maybe uncomfortable or new in the beginning, it quickly for us became comfortable and the normal to just have another person in the house.
We definitely want to make sure that the student comes in and they just basically become part of the family.
The local coordinator for Green Heart Exchange helps connect international students and American families.
Just bringing in a stranger can be a little daunting, but knowing that you're part of a program that is there for the process, through the process, and wants it to be just as successful for you as the host family and for the student as well.
You make lifelong memories, and it's something like, it's pretty difficult to explain, but it's something that really changes you as a human, and you get to realize how the world is different and how the world is beautiful for our differences.
Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Host families need to provide a bed, 3 meals a day, and transportation. They also need to treat students as a member of the family. For more information on how to become a host family, go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Students in McDonald County today participated in the annual STEMapalooza. Kindergartners through 8th graders all came together to enjoy the world of science, technology, engineering, and math. The 3 events today were called Roller Coaster Wars, Codapalooza, and Robot Fest. One teacher says today's event pushes students to understand the importance of teamwork.
It's amazing. That's what I every year I don't want to do it, right? The day before, I'm like, this is the last year ever. But when it becomes this and I see the joy and now they have t-shirts, all matching t-shirts, which is super cute. You know, it makes it all worth it.
High school students were also at the event to help the younger students and teach them more about each category. Pitt State installs AEDs and Narcan boxes to help campus safety. Students, employees, and visitors now have access to 25 Narcan boxes and 62 automated external defibrillators in the event of an emergency. They're installed in residence halls and other common areas. Officials say the life-saving devices will go a long way to improving safety. Signing days usually are reserved for standout athletes, but what about standout nursing graduates? Well, Freeman Health System today hosted a signing day event for 40 new graduate nurses ready to take the next step in their careers. It's a milestone in their path to becoming licensed nurses with Freeman. Doug's forecast is next, and later area first responders get some much needed funding thanks to you.
Cars and Crafts, Saturday, May 4th from
Well, if you haven't been outside over the past several hours, we have had a big drop in the temperature. Strong cold front rolled through. So we were into the 80s yesterday. We made it near 80 for us today. And then you can see during the afternoon hours, we tumbled with that cold front pushing through the region. In fact, look at our temperatures. We're 25 to 30 degrees colder right now compared to 24 hours ago. The winds have picked up behind this front. It's going to stay kind of breezy through the overnight hours, but sustained winds anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour. But on top of that, we're getting gusts pushing 30 miles per hour. It's going to stay windy once again tomorrow. Here's 9:30 in the morning. We're going to have those northerly winds gusting 20 upwards to about 25, and then they'll start to calm down tomorrow night and then heading into the first half of the weekend. All right, all the storms out of here. So we look pretty good for the next couple days. We do have our next little wave, which is out toward Las Vegas. This is mainly going to stay to our south, but what it will do for us is give us some clouds and a couple random showers as we go into the weekend. All right, by morning, lower 40s as we go through the morning hours. We get some mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming through. Not bad tomorrow. It's just cooler. High temps 63, 64, or 65 degrees. Tomorrow night, clouds thicken a little bit. Here's that next wave. So we may get a few random light showers in here Saturday morning, and then we would exit once we get into Saturday afternoon. But temperatures, they're going to be quite a bit cooler over the weekend. We're going to have a lot of clouds, random shower, and we're going to hang out near 60. All right, 44 in the morning, 57 by noon. High temp tomorrow of 64 degrees by the time we head into the afternoon hours. And if we look down the road, here's our next storm system. Front drops in Tuesday, some showers and thunderstorms, most likely not severe. That system rolls through, front sinks to the south, and then late Wednesday into Thursday, here comes our next wave. Now these storms could be strong to possibly severe. These work through out of here on Friday, and then as we go into the weekend, we reload with chances for showers and thunderstorms again, and the possibility of severe weather. So let's break it down. Maybe a shower this weekend, and then showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday, and then thunderstorms on Thursday, a low severe threat, and then we really warm up next weekend, like mid to upper 80s, and then severe threat once again the 27th through the 29th. So we're going to end the month of April on the active side. All right, 64 tomorrow. Let's go 60 on Saturday, 61 on Sunday, And then back to 70 on Monday. There's chances for thunderstorms on Tuesday. And then again, the second half of next week.
Doug, thanks. KOAM's Hero Fund USA Day of Giving Telethon raised more than $8,500 today to purchase life-saving equipment like turnout gear and ballistic vests for first responders. We partnered with Roper Honda for the event. Last year, the White Rock Fire Protection District received enough money to buy a thermal imaging camera, gas detectors, and calibration kits, something the deputy chief says they could not have done without Hero Fund USA.
With that, we found this resource with Hero Fund USA, which their funds are very easy. Their forms are very easy to fill out and get. You don't have to have, a whole lot of training to do it. They're easy to fill out and that. And so when we get a grant like that, it really helps out us tremendously to give our equipment that we need to our firefighters and help to protect our public too at the same time. So.
This year, the Hero Fund is trying to raise more than $33,000 total to fill requests from 7 departments all across the 4 states. You can still donate online at koamnewsnow.com/Hero Fund. Still ahead, Fairland High School hosts a slow pitch softball district championship. And Nevada baseball tries to extend its winning streak to 7 games. John Dales has highlights from those games and more up next in sports.
The Honda you want is here.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. The playoffs are here for slow pitch high school softball in Oklahoma. Fairland hosts Quapaw and Holbert for the 3A district tournament starting early this morning. First game of the day, 10 o'clock this morning, a shootout between Quapaw and Holbert, and the Lady Cats come up just short. Final score 14-12. Now, because Quapaw loses that game, it immediately plays another one against Fairland. And the 7th-ranked Lady Owls dominate their first district playoff contest, taking down Quapaw 18-2. Now, each team needs to play each other once before the championship round, so the Lady Owls then beat Holbert 15-8, which brings us to our 4th game of the day. Fairland against Holbert once more. If the Owls win this game, they're district champions. Bottom of the first inning, Grayson Riggs crushes this pitch to straightaway center field. That's gone for a 2-run homer. Owls take the early lead. Now the very next batter, Caitlin Flood, she tees off on this pitch deep to left, and it lands on top of the batting cage beyond the fence. Back-to-back home runs for the Owls in the first inning. We go ahead to the 5th. Fairland up 5-0. It's Flood again. This time she goes to right field for her 2nd homer of the afternoon. That puts the Owls up 8-0. Later in that inning, McKenna Lawson hits a frozen rope into right field. That's an RBI, and the run that scores makes it 10-0. That ends this one early. Fairland dominates its way to a district championship. The Lady Owls advance to regionals. Over to Missouri high school baseball. Cassville going through a very difficult stretch in its schedule right now. The Wildcats just played Logan Rogersville on Monday. That's the #1 ranked team in Class 4. Today they play the #8 team in the state. Overcast day in Nevada, but the teams get ready for action. The Tigers host Cassville. Picking things up in the 2nd inning, Drake Ketterman drives one into left field for a hit. Graham Walker comes in to score. Ketterman goes on ahead to second base. He's got himself an RBI double. Top of the 4th now, bases loaded, and Easton Hughes clears them. He hits a ball into the gap. Everybody's going to score. Hughes hustles, and he has himself a 3-run triple. Cassville on top 3-1. Next batter, Evan Butler hits a sharp liner up the middle. That's an RBI single. The Wildcats take a 4-1 lead. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Nevada has its bats start to wake up. It leads 6-4, and Kellen Ast hits a laser into center. Caden Klump scores. Nevada stays hot the rest of the way. Tigers win this one 15-5 and improves to 15-2 on the season. Now, Pitt State women's basketball picks up a new player for the upcoming 2024-25 season. The Gorillas get a transfer from Division I Drake University. Hannah Nilgis announces on Twitter earlier this week she's transferring to Pitt State. She didn't get much playing time in 3 years at Drake, but Nilgis scored upwards of 1,000 points in her high school career at Jefferson City. Another high school softball note in Missouri, Diamond wins again tonight. The Wildcats are 25-0, still undefeated this late in the season.
That's impressive.
Certainly
See if they
is.
can go the rest of the way without a loss. We'll be right back.
Your old car and drive off in a new Honda.
It's going to be a chilly night for us tonight as we drop back into lower 40s for overnight lows. 64 tomorrow. We hang near 60 as we head into the weekend, and a couple random light little showers. Back to 70 on Monday, some thunderstorms Tuesday, and then severe threat really returns the second half of next week.
Thanks, Doug. The Arvest Foundation today made a donation to a local organization that helps adults with disabilities. A $5,000 gift to the Shine Foundation will allow them to purchase a second laser engraving machine. Members of the Shine program use the machines to make engraved wooden items, which are then sold to benefit Shine and its missions. Beautiful items. Final sports note.
Yeah, one more softball note, this time in Kansas. Caitlin Hathaway of Uniontown tonight throws a perfect game and a win over Galena.
Very good for her. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.